What's up, guys? It's David coming at you from Organic Priced Books with a new release that I'm pretty excited for. Now, I like comic books, but I am a huge Stephen King fan. I've read nearly all of his works, all of the horror stories. The Stand, It, Misery, Gerald's Game, Pet Sematary. Let's see what else. The Tommy Knockers. The last one that he did. Everything. Listen, I've read them all. My personal favorite book from Stephen King is what is the name of this book? Needful Things. Needful Things. If you know that one, it's basically about this demon that goes into a small town and opens a store, and he has things that people want, but they're not what they. It's not all what it seems, and so it descends into chaos. I loved it. I read that when I was 14, and I just thought it was great. It's not one of his better books, but I enjoyed it so much. So to say that I'm a big Stephen King fan is an understatement. So seeing this, the graphic novels of his work, with some of the other ones that he's had, it's really cool. So now we're looking at, of course, Stephen King's The Dark Tower Beginnings, the complete graphic novel saga. Now this is by Gallery 13 Comics. Let me show you the front, which I like that. That looks really, really nice. The spine and the back. Very cool. And just to let you know, this comic is not in the same size as you're used to format-wise. Even though it looks like an Omni, it's actually not. So I have a Superior Spider-Man here, just so you can see. Let me put it right in front of it. As you can see, you have a little bit of a size discrepancy here. So it's probably in an oversized, but not full Omni. And if I put it like this, you can also see how let me lift it up. You see how the pages aren't as big as an Omni. So that's just giving you a fair warning on the size of this. Let me show you underneath. And it's just pretty much blank right here. Spine has a gold foil of the lettering like that, and then the back has blank as well. So Gallery 13 Comics, let's take a look at their book. All right, gunslingers, let's go ahead and take a look at this book. Now, again, if you have read any of Stephen King's art books, you know that they kind of intersect a little bit. They are all connected, and from what the mythos is, it is actually the Dark Tower that connects all of them. I like how he's the creative director and executive director in this. Very cool. And look at that, a map of the Barony of Mahis. Very cool. I like that. A Barony of New Canaan. And the End World. Very cool. Gunslinger Born. Nice. So let me tell you a little bit of this. Now the like I said, it's this weird, it's not a full semi-gloss, it's like a matte semi-gloss, but the colors look great. As you can see, these colors are amazing. Page thickness is pretty good. Thicker than an Omnibus from Marvel for sure. And as you can see, there's different gunslingers there. Very nice. Let's see. Okay, so let me tell you a little bit about this. The man in black fled across the desert, and the gunslinger followed. With these unforgettable words, millions were introduced to Stephen King's iconic character, Roland Deschain of Gilead. Roland is the last of his kind, a gunslinger charged with protecting whatever goodness and light remains in this world. A world that moved on, as they say. In this desolate reality, a dangerous land filled with ancient technology and deadly magic, and yet one that mirrors our own in frightening ways, Roland is on a spellbinding and soul-shattering quest to locate and somehow save the mystical nexus of all worlds, all universes, the Dark Tower. Now, in the graphic novel series Stephen King's The Dark Tower Beginnings, originally published by Marvel Comics in a single-issue form and creatively overseen by Stephen King himself, the full story of Roland's troubled past and coming of age is revealed. Sumptuously drawn by J. Lee, Richard Asonav, plotted by longtime Stephen King expert Robin Firth, and scripted by New York Times bestseller author Peter David, Beginnings is an extraordinary and terrifying journey into Roland's origin, ultimately serving as the perfect introduction for new readers to Stephen King's modern literary classic The Dark Tower, while giving longtime fans thrilling adventures merely hinted at in his blockbuster novel. This single-volume omnibus edition includes a complete graphic novel series: Beginnings, The Gunslinger Born, The Long Road Home, Treachery, The Fall of Gilead, and The Battle of Jericho Hill. So very cool. I like how involved Stephen King was in this, since obviously it's his creation. You know, on some books, they are created by somebody and then like they lose control of it. It goes somewhere where they don't want. But no, here he was very much involved in this, and we get to see a lot of things that are hinted at in the book. The Dark Tower is definitely one of the, I think it's probably the hardest of his series to read, because there's so many books and they are kind of confusing. If you're not ready for them, if you haven't, like, not that you have to read them, but he says, or like the way some of the characters talk and the things they reference, you're just going to be like, huh, who's this? Like, I don't understand. Like, a lot of the characters from his other stories actually intersect and interact with Roland and with other of the characters from the book. So it's really, really cool to see how interconnected he made his universe, his Stephen King universe. And I think that's something that I appreciate most about him, is how, like, he'll mention somebody in one book, and in another book they're the main character. Or for example, in It, the main character children that are there, some of them show up in other books. It's really small things, like they'll just talk to like he'll be like, oh, how do I get to this place? And they're talking to the child from It. And sometimes they'll actually reference the monster itself. Like he'll be like, oh, I heard laughter coming from a sewer grate, and I felt a chill down my spine. And he's referencing It at that point. So just the creative mind of Stephen King to interconnect all these books was, to me, it blew my mind. I was super impressed with it when I was young. Now we have that a lot, that interconnectedness with like movies and like the Marvel Universe and how they all interconnect. But back then, books, to do that, it was unheard of. So definitely enjoyed that aspect of it. How each story is a standalone story, but they're still in this interconnected universe. The artwork on this is, as you can see, it looks really, really good. Let me see if there's any extras in it as well. Let's see. But it's definitely like horror-esque. Some of the scenes here that you see, some of the people and the monsters that they're gonna interject with. So just be ready for that when you get it. Or if you're a Stephen King fan, you're probably already a fan of that. Okay, let's go ahead and see any extras. I don't want to give too much away. Okay. Acknowledgements. Okay, go then, where there are other worlds than these. Here's the Gunslinger, the complete graphic novel, The Dark Tower, the complete graphic novel series. Okay, so here's basically the books, and more of the drawings here. Very cool. This is by John Romita Jr. Very nice. I like that. Nice. There you go, guys. So that is the Dark Towers, The Beginnings. Let me know if that's something you guys are going to get. If you're a fan of Stephen King, let me know that as well. And, check this out at Organic Price Books, and I will see you in the next one.